Today we are talking about beauty. Of course, there's that outer beauty, that physical beauty that we all have, but there is an inner beauty that can overshadow your physical beauty. And it's about creating this sense of wellness inside of yourself. Have you ever seen people who either look better in person or they don't look as good in person? I can tell you that I already know I look better in person. And when I meet people who don't look as good in person, it gets me to wonder what's going on or why. And so when you look better in person, we're going to talk about how to look better in person. We're going to talk about how your beauty will actually be challenged and also how to create that wellness inside of you that leads to that radiant energy and radiant beauty that other people see. To look better in person, you have to create this sense of wellness inside of yourself. There's an inner health that shines through. When I went back to New York City and I seen people that I haven't seen in years, they told me a few things that confirmed the work that I've been doing. One of my dear friends, my great friends, she told me that she can tell that I had been doing the goddess work, meaning the inner work that gives me a glow. She said I was glowing. I received that. I appreciated that so much because I have. Two, I met with someone that I haven't seen in years. And when they saw me, they mentioned that I'm turning into the woman that they envisioned me to become. They envisioned me to be this way. They could tell that I have more confidence. And of course, this was a past lover. So they saw me at a time when I wasn't healed, and then they seen me more recently and they were like, "Oh, like I can see you've been putting in that inner work." And I absolutely have. And there's a beauty formula that will get you to this state of beauty that shines from the inside out. Because what happens and what I've noticed on my journey is that as I've become more well on the inside, of course, we all have ways to go. I certainly have ways to go. And as I've been doing this work to get more well on the inside, my beauty changes. I look better, right? I start to look better. And there's a beauty that is more on the toxic side. You got to be aware of these different types of beauties, okay? There's a beauty that people have, whether men or women, where they're deep into kind of the dark side, and that beauty is still beautiful. It's still alluring, right? Think about someone who kind of has like dark eyes, but in like a stoic kind of just enticing feel, and you can look at them and say like, wow, they're beautiful. They have this radiance about them, but it's scary almost. And then there's those people who are so beautiful when you look at them, you you feel a sense of safety. You feel like wow, they're glowing. They're beautiful. I've been on both sides. I've been beautiful because of the darkness. I let that take over me. And I had this attitude where it was just like, you have an attitude where you don't care about anything. That's super alluring because there's no attachment. You're just kind of full of yourself. And then when you're on the other side and you're like healed and you're healing, there's this glowing that like people can feel. And I've seen people, well, first, let me show y'all at a time when I was transitioning from this dark side of beauty into this more light side of beauty, because that transition can actually be very ugly. Because the things that were making you beautiful, that were dark inside of you, they start to come out. And when they come out, they not cute, they ugly, right? And so for me, that had to do with my skin. When I was kind of in my toxic beauty phase, I had very clear skin, but that's because I was using topicals from the dermatologist. I was getting chemical peels every week to hide what was going on inside of me that was trying to come out. Not only that, I was drinking a lot, I was smoking a lot. So I had this almost like I would describe it as bad girl chic type of look where my eyes were very dark. And like the darkness was flourishing inside of me, for lack of better words. And it felt lonely. It felt horrible. And I was a lot thinner then because just of that emptiness inside was just showing. I'm not naturally a thin person like that. Like my body can fluctuate, but sometimes if you're not a thin person and you get too thin, it gets to a point where you're like something is happening inside of you. And then there's that plump kind of joyous part of you that you can experience on the other side. But here's me in that transition phase where I just let everything go. I said, darkness, get out of me. And as you can see, my skin was going through it. It was wreaking havoc. The one thing about beauty, though, you can still see that my face was gorgeous. If you're pretty, if you're handsome, you already know, like, you just look pretty, you look handsome naturally. And I think we need to capitalize on that by growing our inner beauty. And these people who tend to look better in person, it's because they have capitalized on that inner beauty. It's like they were already beautiful. You look on their page or let's say like their Instagram, gorgeous, gorgeous pictures, but then you see them in person and they're even more gorgeous. And it's because of this beauty formula. Now, there's something to say about how women today we alter our natural beauty with things like makeup. I was on YouTube and I saw this video and I said, wow, this could be dangerous if this woman does not have that inner sense of beauty. Okay, and this is the thumbnail I saw. I didn't even watch the video, but this is the thumbnail. Her appearance changed drastically. However, she was beautiful before, she's beautiful after as well. But her appearance drastically changed. And I'm thinking, if she doesn't have this inner confidence in herself and she changes her beauty like this, when she takes off the makeup, it can be emotionally tough. And I'm sure many women go through this where we're wearing makeup all day. We look fantastic, and then we get home and we take it off, and then there's this shock of, wow, our face does not look like what it looked like a few hours ago, right? But when you have this inner beauty, your face looks fresh when you take off your makeup. You're like, ah, my natural face again. I get to see my eyes. It don't matter when you have this natural beauty inside of you, this inner wellness, if a man decides to take you to the pool. If he takes you to the pool and all your makeup comes off, you probably even feel better. Like, ah, I'm free. My face is fresh again. Right? Like that's why you must have this inner beauty. Okay. Then there's also those people who do not look as good in person. Just being real. I've met people who maybe they have highly edited photos and then you see them in person and they're still beautiful, they still look good, but it's just not as good as they do on social media. I really hope that a lot of people don't have that experience because it's just not a good feeling, right? You want people to say, "Oh, you look better in person." That's real. That's a real feeling that would make us feel good. You don't want people thinking that you don't look as good in person. In person is everything, okay? So here's the beauty formula. To have inner beauty, you must have power, safety, and a strong positive emotion. So power times safety times a strong positive emotion. Now, when it comes to a strong positive emotion, this means like there's that spectrum of emotions and things that we can feel that are high vibrational and low vibrational. To me, that is less of how I think about positive emotions. I think about them as something that's leading me to an outcome that's more desirable. So even if I have this strong emotion of anger, right? I can see anger as a strong positive emotion if it's stirring something up inside of me to fight for myself. You know, like maybe I'm standing up to a bully and they really made me mad, right? They really made me mad. And so I'm angry, but it's positive because I'm taking the action to do what is good for me in that moment, right? And that can end up being a moment where I feel beautiful because I feel this strong positive emotion, anger, because it's making me do something. I feel safe because I've created a confidence within myself to stand up to this bully. And I also feel powerful because I am actually standing up to this bully. That can make me feel powerful, that and beautiful. That's a beautiful moment. So as long as the emotion is making you do something and it's not kind of sitting and stagnant, it'll be positive. If we were in the same situation where we had to stand up to a bully and we felt that strong emotion of anger, it would be a negative emotion if we kind of just shrunk and we didn't do anything about it and we allowed it to impact our confidence. That's taking away from our feeling of feeling safe, right? And it's also taking away from our feeling of feeling powerful. That will make you feel ugly inside. That is the opposite of beauty. When we are able to cultivate all these things, we reach an inner beauty, a glow that people can actually see because these things impact our insides and therefore they impact our actions. They impact how we speak, our posture, the way we can make eye contact, the way that we are emotionally available and can listen to others, make them feel safe, make them feel heard, and just maneuver throughout the world with kindness. If you are feeling powerful, that's a beautiful feeling. However, you got to have all three of these to really experience beauty. Because if you're feeling powerful, but somehow you're not feeling safe, like if you have a gun, okay, I know it's a crazy example. But if you have a gun and you feel really powerful, but you're shaking in your boots, you're not feeling safe, you're not going to feel beautiful. You're actually going to feel ugly. So let's talk about how to cultivate power within yourself. When it comes to power, you have to have connection to spirit. Spirit is how we can connect with God, right? If you don't have that connection with God, it is unlikely that you're going to feel powerful because you're not connected to the ultimate source of power. You're unaware of your power. You're unaware of the greatness inside of you that's impacting the entire world. So for me, feeling more powerful felt like connecting with God, okay? Picking up my Bible and reading because when I see like, oh, God who created everything, who created clouds, who created earth, who created galaxies, who created dust, who created dirt, who created everything, created me. It's like, oh, that feels good. Like, what can't I do? If God be for me, who can be against me? So I would say cultivate your connection with God, with Source. When I didn't have this connection with God, it seemed like anything in the world could topple me over at any point, right? Like it felt like, well, if I'm watching the news and I see that there's a war, I'm not feeling powerful. It feels like something's taking away my power, or my power could be rooted in the wrong place. When I was younger, I may have felt powerful in moments, but that power was rooted in a toughness, a shell, or a mask rather, that wasn't me. It was a facade. So I'm feeling powerful because of this mask that actually is fake. So the power is fake. It's poof. It's done. It's nothing. And if someone were to expose it, then that power would easily go away. When your power comes from God, you don't care what's exposed. Expose, open, like whatever. It's not taking away my power. I know whose I am. I know who I belong to. The mask is gone. The mask is gone because God created me. I don't need a mask. I'm made perfectly. Flaws, imperfections, perfections, good things about me, all that is God's effort in me. So I'm good. Power can also come from rewriting things in your life, stories in your life that made you feel unpowerful. So let's talk about bullying because I have gone through bullying when I was young. If you have these recurring thoughts in your mind about bullying, right? I had a friend who one day she just randomly decided to start kicking me in the shins. Now, I wasn't really a violent child, and I also felt like if I did start to retaliate, I would black on her, like, go stupid. But it made me feel very unpowerful in those moments to not take action when she just randomly started kicking me in the shin. And she thought it was so funny. Like, girl, that's not funny. That actually hurts. So if I thought about this situation, I would have to rewrite it. I would have to rewrite it. I think sometimes creating a fantasy of what happened can help, but rather than going to that extent and writing like, oh, she didn't kick me in the shin, I ended up grabbing her leg before she could fully kick me and throwing it. Instead of going to that extent, maybe that can help you, but I'd rather change me in that moment to feel something different. So, for example, I could say like, I didn't kick her back or harm her back because I knew that whatever she was going through to hurt me like that was bad enough. And in that moment, I had the strength to hold that space for my friend. Even if it meant getting a little bit abused, I knew that later she would get what was coming to her. And I, in that moment, had the strength to hold that. Like Jesus said, turn the other cheek. If someone slaps you on your right cheek, turn so they can slap you on your left cheek. And that takes humility. It takes a certain level of humility. Would I act the same way if someone started kicking me in the shin today? No, I'm retaliating. You're not kicking me. However, me back then, I have to change her story. I have to rewrite her story. Otherwise, I'm going to be tormented. I'm not going to feel powerful. Me adding strength to the way that I felt back then makes me feel more powerful today because there actually is some truth to that. There is truth in that. And the way that you can rewrite your past is real. Like, especially when you're not changing the actual things that happen. You can change your mindset around it. Like my mindset in that kicking my shin situation, if I felt powerful, I mean, if I felt not powerful and I wanted to retaliate and I didn't, and so that made me feel insecure, I'm like, nah, I didn't retaliate because I'm strong. And that was my friend. She was going through something to think that was funny and kick me. And I don't know if she was getting abused at home or what. If someone kicked her or someone hit her, I didn't know. So I had the strength there. I'm stronger. And because I understand these patterns in people, I'm not allowing people like that in my life anymore. Rewrite your story so that you can feel powerful. That has been such a tool in my life because it's made me see myself in the past differently. It can make you see yourself in a different light rather than the light that maybe oppressors want you to feel. You can see yourself in the light that God wants you to feel. Why did God put you in that situation? What did you learn from it? That's how you get your power back. You take your power back by rewriting the story, rewriting your emotions around the situation, your mindset, and your feelings, and then taking that action into your life today. Truly taking that action into your life today because you have to stand up for yourself who didn't feel powerful before. If we don't feel powerful in our lives today, it's because a past version of ourselves is running the show who didn't feel powerful. Every day is new. Therefore, you have a new opportunity to feel powerful. So, what's making you not feel powerful? The past, which you can rewrite. You can rewrite your mindset and you can change the past. And also, moving forward, you can decide at any moment to walk differently to feel powerful. Let's move on to cultivating that safety inside of us. When it comes to cultivating a safe environment within yourself, a lot of that is your nervous system work. There's so many tools for your nervous system, and I love how feeling powerful actually can help you feel safe. But they need to go together to really create a healthy sense of power. And once you feel safe, you're good. Like think about a queen or a king. They have so much power, but if they don't feel safe, they're gonna go crazy doing crazy things. If they do feel safe, they'll be a just ruler, right? They have the time to think about how to act wisely in a situation rather than utilizing their power to show that they're powerful because they don't feel safe. And then you are the king and queen of your life. So how you join the power and the safety together really is important. So to make yourself feel safe, you got to realize what's making you unsafe. A lot of those are the stories that we have been telling ourselves, but a lot of it is fear about the future. I think when it comes to safety, it's more about the future. When it comes to power, it can be about the past. When we're thinking about safety, we have to be present. It takes a lot of presence to feel safe. Because if you're constantly thinking about the future, you're going to be anxious and stressed. That's not going to make you feel safe. Getting rid of anxiety, number one, I would say what you eat can be very important in your anxiety and making you feel safe. If your body feels like it's in danger because you're not feeding it the right things, it's going to start reflecting that, right? You're going to start packing on the pounds, your hair, your skin, your nails, your bowel movements, they're all going to show you, hey, we're not feeling safe, and we're going to have to reveal that through the way that we operate so that you can know we don't feel safe. This is the organs and body parts speaking, so that you know that we don't feel safe so you can do something about it. Your body is such a great communicator, but you're not just your body, you're the spirit behind it. The spirit behind it is what has to take the wheel sometimes. Like the spirit has to step in when the body is showing it something and they're always communicating. Things that have helped me feel very safe are allowing myself to sit and be in silence. If I have to do something that requires me, if I have to do something and just do it in silence because I could feel my body craving music, if I can feel my body craving a podcast or craving just noise, I know my body's not feeling safe. And before it takes further steps to yell at me, I just turn everything off. This happened the other day. Sometimes, if I don't get social interaction as frequently, I will start to feel unsafe. Like my body feels like, where's the people at? My body's like, we ain't talk to nobody. Where's the people at? So I will crave listening to music, crave a podcast. But when our bodies feel like this, we got to sit in silence. Like, hey, we're good. We're good. If it's just us right now, it's just us, everything's safe. The people are out there, the people are there, but God is here too. Like, it's me and God. If that's what it has to be for right now, that's what it has to be. We have to sit in silence. A lot of the time, too, there's something inside of us emotionally that we haven't dealt with. So when you are able to just be silent for a bit and let the world around you, instead of yourself, talk, you will hear what's going on inside. Like something will come up. Like, oh, that's what's been bothering me. That's what's been making me feel anxious. I have this project that I meant to do this week, but I forgot about it completely. And I knew something was going on. I knew I was missing something and it made me feel anxious, but now I remember. Your body will bring it up and you'll be like, oh, that's nothing. Or maybe it is really something. Like, go in a couple months, I have a wedding event to attend, and me and this person have unresolved issues. That's been bothering me. And I haven't been able to really think about it and think through it and take action on it. When it comes to anxiety, taking action is the best medicine. What are you feeling afraid of? What's making you not feel safe? Take some action on that. Don't, it doesn't really matter what it is. It's a little homemade latte I made, practically done. But feeling safe also is building off of that action is taking direct action, like specific action. When it comes to our healing journeys and we first start to heal, we start to do all the things, journaling, meditation, um, whatever else might help. But you might not need journaling at that moment. You might need more meditation. You might not need meditation, but affirmations and speaking life over yourself. So you have to be very specific. You have to really get in touch with yourself and know what's causing this unsafe feeling and come back and say, okay, I need this medicine right now. I need to speak life over myself. I'm afraid that what I'm doing won't work. Well, guess what I'm going to do? Speak life over it because we have that power. You will be surprised at how safe you start to feel when you start speaking life over those negative thoughts in your head, over that anxiety. Affirmations, as more of a general term for speaking life, are so powerful. So powerful. Just simply saying, I am okay. If you're like feeling so heavy and like, whoa, something's really off, saying, I am okay can be the catalyst to change your way that you're interacting with your own inner beauty and own inner world. Beauty requires all these things to be in line. And I want to give y'all one more specific way to feel safe based on what made me feel safe. I'll say community, speaking to people has made me feel safe. Because when I speak to people and when you speak to someone and they hear you, but not only hear you, they hold you and they're able to almost justify why you feel like that. Maybe they have experience with it, maybe they don't, but they have the capacity to hold you. True friendship, true friends, being able to vent has made me feel safe because it's taking those thoughts out of my head and not necessarily putting them on other people, although sometimes you can't do that. Always ask someone before you vent if they're open to hearing, if they have space for that. But speaking to them, it's just getting it off your chest. If you don't have anyone to speak to, journal, write about it. All right. Like no one else is going to read it. And when you're speaking to people, that's how raw you need to be as well. Speak to someone like they're not going to tell anybody. Free yourself. When you start to hold back, it doesn't feel good. Like I'd rather feel safe than be a liar, if that makes sense. Like I'd rather tell the truth than not feel safe. Safety for me means being truthful, being completely honest about whatever it is that I'm dealing with. When you're not honest, no way you'll resolve it. You're not being honest. The truth isn't there. What are you even attacking? What are you dealing with? When you're honest with people, honest with yourself, that is just a layer of safety in itself. Be honest. What are you hiding? Be honest. No need to hide. Just be honest and you will start to feel safer. We talked about feeling a strong, positive emotion already, but once you add that to feeling powerful and feeling safe, that's when you're going to feel beautiful. Cultivating these strong, positive emotions within yourself is nearly beautiful by itself. Because if I can take any emotion, it's also about taking any emotion that you feel and allowing the fullness of it to lead you where you need to go. If it's a rainy day, I'm feeling overly blue. I'm sad. And that sadness is strong, but I can relish in it. I can allow it. I know this is just a moment. And also, I'm appreciative of these moments because I might not always get to have them. How often do we truly feel that sad, right? It's a precious moment to feel that sad. It's even precious to feel heartbreak. And I know that sounds a little masochistic, but think about the feeling of heartbreak. If you've ever been heartbroken, you know that is a deep, like that feeling is just like, please, that hurts so bad. It's like empty. But do you know that's a blessing? It's a blessing to have given your heart and someone crush it. Like at least you have that experience. There's so many people who've never even got their heart broken. I'm so happy to have had my heart broken because I don't know if I ever get that feeling again. It made me so, I mean, I probably will. I hope not, but it made me so aware of like, wow, I really gave my all. I really gave everything. And I'm happy to have felt that deep sadness, despair, because guess what? It was a strong positive emotion. It made me more beautiful because I took it and I did something with it. I took it and I said, this is the next step for me to feel well again. So I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna turn it into something else. Emotions have a charge, whether negative or positive. The good thing about negative emotions is that changing them into a positive emotion takes some work, and that work to get there is what contributes to your natural beauty. How many people have a breakup and glow up like never before? It's fuel. But when you have strong positive emotions, they're kind of easier to build on because you already have that momentum. So if I'm feeling really, really full after a women's circle, I feel so happy that I've gotten to kind of speak to women and feel safe in that environment. I can build on that. Like now I have, excuse me, now I have the ability to take that momentum and go. So either way, negative or positive, you have to take that emotion and go. Take that emotion and do something with it and continue to cultivate it. That's gonna make you feel beautiful. Another thing, when you have a strong positive emotion, if you want to really have that be impactful in your beauty equation, create something out of it. Create something out of it. You're gonna feel like, yeah, you take that emotion and you actually bring it to life through a creation. It's always going to be a representation of you. It's gonna be like a stamp in time of where you were, and you'll be able to feel it, and it feels really nice. So for me, I'd say recently when I went to New York, I felt so powerful. Like part of it because people were complimenting me so much. I was like, oh, I need to take this and do something with it. So I started writing. I started writing a thought piece, kind of like essay, but combined it with short stories, which I'm not done with it yet, but I plan on putting it somewhere once I'm done, probably my Substack. And I'm so glad that I had that snapshot of how powerful New York made me feel. And I'm putting it in that story. It's a reminder of where I was and where I can go and how I have the ability to create. So, having all three of these, you're gonna glow naturally. You're gonna glow. It's gonna be hard not to. It's gonna be hard not to glow. You know, when you just see people and you're like, that person is good. No matter what they go through, they're good. Like, they know what to do with it. They're allowed to have their full spectrum, but of emotions, but I can see that they are powerful. They feel safe and they have emotions inside of them that they know how to yield and they know how to make into whatever. Now, when you get to this point of inner beauty, and this is always going to be shifting and something to continue to build inside of yourself. But when you get to this point, just know that it's going to be challenged. It's going to be challenged, but that's the real test of your beauty, right? People are going to challenge you when they see that you are powerful, you're confident, that you have a sense of safety inside of you, your nervous system is calm, you're happy, you're glowing, right? Like you use your emotions as fuel to change your life into something better. People can sense that. And beauty, in a way, it's power, right? So people are going to try to draw from that power from you and they'll try to take it. Nasty people. When I was in the gym the other day, I'm doing my thing. Y'all know that machine that's the assisted pull-up machine, but you can move the chair up and you can do dips or maybe hanging leg raises and stuff like that. I love that machine. So I'm doing my hanging leg raises, trying to get my abs right. Actually getting my abs right, not trying to. I'm getting them right. And I take a break in between sets, just standing there, hands on my hips, breathing, waiting until I have the energy for my next go. And this man walks up in front of me and he looks at me and he says, can I do some dips? I looked at him and said, I'm almost done. Straight face. Now looking back, I should have told him, you can wait. You can wait. I should have said that. I'm like, dang, I really should have said that in that moment. But I could tell because in that moment, in that moment, I was having such a good workout. It was just one of those workouts, like I'm almost done with it. I'm at the abs portion, which I usually do at the end. Like I'm feeling strong, I'm feeling good. I'm gonna hit some cardio after this. I'm walking real nice and feminine. Like I'm letting my hips move because I just feel good today. That man saw that. I'm already knowing. He saw that and he said, I need to snatch that a little bit. I need to take it. Mind you, this is my thoughts. I genuinely don't know what that man is feeling. However, I can feel that sometimes. Like when you have a sense of intuition, you never know if what you're feeling is real, right? But it feels so real to you, and most of the time, it really is real. He really said, "Can I do some dips?" And when I said, "I'm almost done," he like made a little face and walked away. But what gave him the audacity to ask me to use the machine that I'm using currently? Did he think that I was going to just get off and let him go? Like, go ahead, Your Highness. I'm the Highness. Why would you think that? Why would you think that? Hmm, pity. What a pity. But when you have situations like that where people try to test your beauty, your inner beauty, when they try to take it away from you, take away your light, you got to ramp up. Like, we know the equation, right? Power, safety, strong positive emotion. They're trying to take one of these from you. For me in that situation, it was power. So I had to ramp up either my safety or my strong positive emotions, right? Genuinely, in that moment, I wasn't feeling that safe either because I don't like if I'm by myself in a situation and a man, like, like men are strong. Hey, we're not getting you into a tiff. But I kind of kept my safety portion a little bit there because I'm like, oh, oh, he's not about to mess with me, right? But I really couldn't pull that much on my safety. I had to pull on my strong positive emotion section, right? I'm having a good workout. Now I'm gonna have an extra good workout because I'm lingering on this machine just because I know I need to take my time. I know I cannot rush myself due to what you just said to me. So now I'm going to harp on this extra. I'm feeling good in this workout. I'm pushing. That little bit of testosterone that I have is coming out. I'm really pulling on that. I'm increasing it. I'm increasing it and I'm feeling good. I'm allowing myself to feel confident that I did not give in to that. And so I'm just adding to this strong positive emotion part of my beauty equation so that I can remain beautiful. I want to stay beautiful. No matter who tries to dim my light, take away from me, I want to stay beautiful. So I know like, okay, in this situation, I got to pull from one of these. He's testing my power. So I'm gonna pull on my strong positive emotion. I'm gonna make sure that I can control my emotions. I can regulate right now. I can breathe and feel safe again and feel powerful again so that my beauty stays intact, right? So when your beauty is challenged, pull on one of those parts of the equation. This is going to change your life. It's changed mine. It really helps to think about things as equations because life is kind of mathematics. Life is this dance of different things. When you can create an equation for yourself that works for you, use it, utilize it, and keep increasing your natural beauty. It's your God-given gift. God made you perfectly inside and out. Whenever that inside starts to tilt, it can affect our outside, good or bad. So we want to keep tilting that inside in a good way so that we can walk around glowing. People can look at us and see health. They see a picture of health because they're seeing beauty. And beauty is definitely connected to your health. Remember this equation the next time that you need it, when you find yourself not feeling beautiful, use this and stay golden.